Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today. Hope you are doing great. This Friday, March 20th. So good to see everybody. How are your brackets doing? Is everybody doing well? Is anybody's brackets busted? Where are we sitting at, man? Scotty, second in. Let's go. Scotty, so good to see you, bro. Addison, hey, great to see you, my friend. Maddie, I said it best. Hit the like button to receive 7 years of bad luck. That's right. And this too. College baseball, NBA, March Madness today. Who's ready to place 30 bets? Bro. Yes, 100%. Bowser. Morning, boys. Good morning, Bowser. So good to see you. All right, let's jump into it here. Had some internet issues with Brad, unfortunately, today. Not able to get him on, but we do have a pick from him. Now, what did we have yesterday? LSU. All right, so we went 2-2. LSU, thank you. Nice win over Oklahoma. Needed that one. Let's go. All right, Texas plus 8.5. They won outright. St. Louis plus 8.5. They absolutely won outright over Georgia. So we get those two. Louisville, they won. Wisconsin got upset by High Point, so we don't get that. North Carolina, they won. Or North Carolina lost. Vanderbilt won. So, yeah, we go 2-2 yesterday. It's all right. We'll take it. First day of the NCAA tournament. Yeah, even. All right. We're all right. So, okay, what do we have yesterday? Let's go through it here. All right, Duke almost got beat. Duke and Siena. Siena almost did all of it for everybody here. All right, so Duke 71-65 win over Siena. Michigan 101-80 to win over Howard. They do not cover the 31.5. Tez, a member for 25 months, trying to cash 25 lottos today. Let's eat crew. Cortez, my man, number one, thank you. Number two, my goodness, man. Look, all the karma behind you. 25 months, you deserve all of them. Let's go, baby. Cortez, appreciate you, man. You are the best, dude. All right, so Houston beat Idaho 78-47. Michigan State 92-67. Illinois 105-70 over Penn. Gonzaga 73-64 over Kennesaw State. Nebraska takes down Troy. Arkansas over Hawaii. High Point 83-82 takes Wisconsin out. Your first 12 over a 5. Vanderbilt handles McNeese. Louisville 83-79 win over South Florida. VCU knocks out North Carolina 82-78. Texas 79-71 upset of BYU. Texas A&M takes St. Mary's out 63-50. TCU beat Ohio State, and St. Louis beat the brakes off of Georgia 102-77. All right, so let's jump into it here. All right, what do we have for today? Let's get right into it. Let's get the picks. All right, so let me do it for Brad first. Unfortunately, couldn't get him on stream, having some lag issues. All right. Now, we're also going to have some pronunciation issues because I don't know if I can get this right. Carl's Ruher, and Gruther Firth. Carl's Rusher and Gruther Firth. That is difficult on the lower jaw. Over 2.75. Minus 133. Brad, if you're in the chat, break that down for us, what we have. But appreciate that. Sorry we couldn't get you on, but thank you, big dog. All right, now, you guys were talking about having 30 bets. Yeah, I feel you. Okay, so we're going to go through all of these games, all right? We'll go college basketball first, and then we'll go college baseball, all right? But on the picks, I want to get college baseball up here, so I know that we're going to be in college basketball for a minute. And trust me, college baseball, folks, we don't want to leave anybody out. All right, I'll quick move the screen. Okay, Georgia Tech money line with Tennessee money line today. Both of these are baseball. All right, we'll go through all of it. Minus 110. Southern Miss money line plus UC Santa Barbara money line minus 125. Florida State baseball money line and USC money line minus 125. So those are the baseball that we have. And again, we'll be live today at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll have totals. We'll have all of that. What about that Fresno State Utah Tech game last night? Hell, there was like 30 runs in that game. All right. So Georgia Tech, Tennessee baseball money line. Southern Miss, UC Santa Barbara baseball money line. Florida State, USC baseball money line. There we go. All right. Basketball. Clemson plus 2.5 minus 115. I'm going to take them as the underdog today. Miami minus 1.5. Big Tony. Is somebody doing it? Yeah. 30 bets indeed. Miami going to get the job done today? I think so. Justin, what a day. How's everybody doing? AB, crew, happy Friday. Justin, happy Friday, brother. So good to see you, man. Japan crushed it. Arizona State plus 2.5 women's. Nice job, dude. You drilled that one. All right. Clemson plus 2.5. Miami minus 1.5. And look, I had to shade off these money line parlays in basketball yesterday. They scared me, but I do want one of them. I want Kentucky money line. What is that, the first game of the day? I want Kentucky money line. Pair that with St. John's money line plus 100. Hey, if everybody could, if you could hit the like button right now, that'd be massive. All right, if you're watching on a phone, just grab the screen, pull it down, hit like, pop it back up. I won't ask you for anything else, but that'd be huge, 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 huge. Okay. All right. Let me get the banner up. Let's jump into it. All right. All the picks at the bottom. Brad's too. Oh, and an AB3. All right. All baseball here. Let me take the banner off. Sorry. All baseball here. What do you think? Arkansas money line against South Carolina. North Carolina money line against Louisville. These are all baseball. North Carolina money line against Louisville. And LSU money line against Oklahoma. What do we think? Put those three together plus 251. All right. Perfect. Okay. All right. Now, all right, banners up. Let's jump into basketball. All right. So remember, yesterday we have 4 slates of games. Or yeah. You have a morning slate, early afternoon slate, late afternoon slate, and a night slate. Okay. So you have 4 slates, and each slate has 4 games. So if you're looking at it from just kind of an organizing perspective of, all right, there's a lot going on. That's how I start it, right? And just say, all right, parlays, look at the times, all that kind of stuff. So B-Marts, Miami, UC Santa Barbara, Georgia Tech. Ooh, I like that one, man. There we go. Baseball. That's a good look right there. Man, we're counting on UC Santa Barbara big. I like it. I hate that they're playing against Hawaii, you know? I like Hawaii, but I'm right there with you, big dog. Kurt, give me Santa Clara, AB. All right, let's go. All right, so first one up. Man, the NCAA tournament, it is so awesome having basketball on. All right, Kentucky, a 2.5-point favorite, total of 157.5. Yeah. All right. So Kirk said he likes Santa Clara. I mean, it's going to be a tight game. I'm going Kentucky here. I have them on the money line, pair with St. John's. So with that parlay, it's essentially, well, it's not essentially. I mean, we got to knock this Kentucky one out early. So we're taking Kentucky's money line basically down from minus 160 to plus 100 if St. John's wins, right? That's the thought process. Santa Clara can play. Kentucky's got to get this one, though. Got to get up points. Total of 157.5. What is that? 80, 78? Yeah. Justin, you on Santa Clara plus 2.5? I mean, excuse me. I can't disagree with it. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be a heck of a game. Yeah. Tony, he wants Santa Clara plus 3. Math is hard. Math is hard. Yeah. All right. So we should be getting a really good game right out of the gate here. The good thing, too, is that we get this one first. So if we have Kentucky or Santa Clara, if you have them in parlays, any of that, Junkie said nothing on Tennessee. Nope. Nope. Uh Hawk said Santa Clara. We talking about the Niners. I love a little NFC West jab right there. That was nice. That was nicely done. All right. Yeah, we'll get to Tennessee in a minute. Them at 11.5 against Miami of Ohio. Oh gosh, at Ulcer City, right? All right, so look, I'm on Kentucky here. I think Kentucky could do it with points. I think they could get them up. I think that they can keep Santa Clara. You know, Pope is going to be all over Kentucky at the foul line, getting to it, right? Yeah, yeah. All right. Akron, Texas Tech. Texas Tech, a 7.5-point favorite. Total of 155.5. God, that's 7.5. That crooked number there. Is anybody going Texas Tech 7.5? Is anybody going Akron plus 7.5? Yeah, Maddie, don't sleep on Akron. The Zips, don't do it. I think a lot of people are going Akron here. Akron raced to 15 plus 145. Yeah. Kirk, Akron plus that. Yeah, I think Akron's a popular pick, man. Hawk, Akron money line. There we go, right? So I don't have a play on it, but it looks like there's a lot of Akron action. That's a t-shirt right there. Got a lot of Akron action. Tony, give me the 7.5 here. Millsy, I'm on Tech -7. You know what? You might be looking at it accurately, right? Of, hey, I'm going to fade the public. Junkie, Texas Tech money line. Now we're talking. Bowser, guys, up 10 early payout on Bet365 is big for making money in this first round. 1,000,000% yes. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, if you have Bet at 365 in your state, download it. They pay you out, man. Quick. It's really nice. Alonzo, morning, AB. Good morning, big dog. Good to see you. Yeah, and when we say like they pay you out, I mean they pay you out with like 10 minutes left in the first half. It's crazy. Chuck Norris decide? What? First off, I didn't know that was possible. Second off, joking aside, that's terrible. Chuck Norris is the man. Dang. All right, well, here's a question. Chuck Norris was a Texas guy, right? Yeah, Walker, Texas Ranger, dude. It might be Texas Tech time. Death once had a near Chuck Norris experience. R.I.P. Big man. 100%, dude. Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down. I didn't know that was possible. Look, we're not laughing at Chuck, like for real. Chuck Norris, it was the absolute dude and would for real tune people up too. Kirk, AB, FanDuel has kill shot a team, needs to just have a 10-0 or 15-0 runs in the game. That's an interesting one right there. Who can we get that out of? Gonzaga today? RIP to Chuck Norris, man. You know what? Chuck Norris would have said, look, don't be sit here sad. Go out and dominate the day. He was 86 years old. What a life, man. Rest in peace, man. Yeah. Love Walker, Texas Ranger as a kid. I'm like, yes, dude. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. He didn't die. He just beat life. 100%. He did. Yeah. I don't know if Long Island University is going to have the same, well, Arizona -30.5. Total of 148.5. You know the weird thing? Well, not all of them, obviously, but like these large spreads, they're getting close. But again, I go back to the Michigan game. Like anybody who just bet the number against Michigan, of just betting a number. Maddie. Hold on. I want this framed. Long Island versus Arizona, Battle of the Iced Teas. Yes. All right. So we got it. Look, here's the difficult part. Arizona teas are not only delicious, they're excellently priced too, right? Like I remember when they were $1. I think they're like $1.50 now, $2, whatever. But still, Arizona teas are excellent. But it's a Long Island iced tea. That's phenomenal. Shout out to Long Island. They won that round. Oh, my goodness. Arizona's goated. Their CEO is a king. Look, I would get an Arizona tattoo. No joke. I rep that brand and have repped it. All right. Mango, Mucho Mango in the yellow can, fire. Fruit punch, fire. All right. Arnold Palmer, do I have to say any more? Arizona's been crushing it, man. Yeah. All right. So 30.5, though. Like anybody who bet that number for Howard was like, yeah. Be careful with totals and blowouts. Wright State and Virginia. Virginia an 18.5 point favorite. Total of 145.5. 18.5? That's a large one. 145.5. What is that? 74, 72. Jeff, I like Arizona green tea with honey and ginseng. That's a great one too. Yep. I know exactly the can that you're talking about. And Arizona brings the tall boy cans. Dude, Arizona is just hitting on every level. Every level. The tall boy can? Oh, my goodness. Addison, Wright State race to 15 plus 330. There we go. UVA first half minus 10.5. Lambeau, appreciate you. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah. So, all right, that's what we have in that game. All right. So that's the first slate. Jared, what's up, brother? Yeah, Mucho Mango. Yep. That yellow can, dude. So good. All right. Early afternoon slate. 2:50 Eastern, 1:50 Central. And look, we're going to be here for a while this morning. So just strap in. I apologize to anybody that has to run. I get it. You got work, life, every game's starting. We're going to be here for a minute because we've got to go through this, and then we have all of college baseball. So dig in. If anybody needs to go run and get in Arizona, grab me one. I'll Venmo you. All right. Tennessee State and Iowa State. All right, Tennessee State. There's a golf course across the street from Tennessee State that we've played a billion times, and I love it. I would go play today if I could. All right, TSU Tigers, stand up. Okay, so Iowa State is going to lay the hammer. They're very good. But again, I mean, Justin, they probably wish they were golfing today too. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I got a bad feeling about this. Now, here's the deal. Eddie George is the head coach of the football team at Tennessee State. No kidding. So you might see Eddie might be at the game. We might get Eddie George at the game. Cyclone. AB, I know nothing on Tennessee State. Yeah. So, okay. So a wonderful school, but basketball team, not much. Like, this is going to be one of those 74, or this is going to be like 72 to 57. That's what you're gonna get. Like that. That's what you're gonna get. It might be worse than that, but like I would look at. I don't know. I have no idea what Tennessee State's team total is, but yeah, Matty Ice. How many Blue Tiger teams does the state of Tennessee need? I know. I know. Memphis, Tennessee State. There's a lot of Blue Tigers. I've yet to see one in the street. Thankfully. Yeah. So, anyways, like that's kind of the best breakdown I can give you. Like you're probably looking at like 57 for Tennessee State here. Pick your number with Iowa State. They're gonna hammer them. Hofstra, Alabama, 11.5-point favorite. Total 158.5. So the key with Alabama games is to really identify the total. Are they in the 175 or are they the 155 range, right? And I say that seriously. You get two of them. You're getting the 150 game today. Yeah. Hofstra can play. Now, with Alabama, we all know the deal. Quick pace, threes, score a bunch of points. If Hofstra's defense is there, this could be a tight game. If Alabama's hitting threes, they're going to win by 400 points. Bowser, great up 10 opportunity on Hofstra. That's another one. There you go. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to Alabama and threes. This might be a great game to live bet. Might. Yeah, Millsy took a very small sprinkle on Hofstra. I feel you. Adam, I see that in the chat. That's hilarious. I've never seen that one before. Dude, that was good. All right. Utah State, Villanova. Utah State, a 1.5-point favorite. Bowser. Yeah, when Bama hits threes, it is, man, because they just run away from you, you know. Utah State minus 1.5 here, total of 146.5. That's at 74-73. I actually don't mind the over here. I don't know what to do with this spread. There's going to be a lot of Utah State. Villanova is going to get love because of the brand name, but yeah, ice Utah State, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't have a play on it. I have Villanova, but I think I like the over more. Yeah, it's gonna get a lot of Utah State love, and rightfully so. Bowser, love Utah State here, but over is probably the move. I think so too, right? Like 74-73. We can get there, man. And that 1.5 might be dangerous. All right, speaking of dangerous, Miami of Ohio and Tennessee. All right. Tennessee, 11.5-point favorites, total of 149.5. There's no chance I'm betting Tennessee 11.5. And I love them. But no. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Tennessee should win this game. But note the hesitation in my voice, because the problem with Tennessee is the same problem you're going to have with a lot of these teams. Yeah, Nate Ament going to have a big game? Yeah, he probably is. Yeah. I like Tennessee in this game, but the problem is that they have just not shown up and their attention span has just been gone. They had every reason in the world in the SEC tournament to go give Vanderbilt the business. And Vanderbilt was playing great. You saw him go all the way to the championship game, right? I'm not taking a shot at Vandy, but Tennessee, look, I know Vanderbilt plays in Nashville. Nashville belongs to Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Like that was not a good look. So I worry with the backbone of this team. But the other problem is this. AB heard a stat last night. Miami of Ohio's had like 8 or 9 different kids to score 20 plus points in a game this year. It's nuts. And I was about to say, like that, right? This team has to be exhausted. Miami of Ohio has got to be exhausted. They had a play-in game too. They just played 2 days ago. Right? I'll be honest. That under of 149.5 is screaming to me. 80 to 70. Well, yeah. Might live bet this one. But again, if anybody's rolling Miami of Ohio plus 11.5, I get it. And the problem is that 11.5, like the money line for Tennessee is what? Like minus 800. So the problem is we're kind of stuck in no man's land. Look for Tennessee to get to the line a lot. Yeah. And we need a number on team threes for Miami of Ohio. Yep. Here's the one thing, though. Tennessee can D up on 3-point shooting teams. They did it to Alabama all season long and others. The problem is that sometimes, man, Tennessee just can't score. Zach, Tennessee's the first big name school Miami of Ohio's had a chance to face this season. They've been waiting for this chance all season. I don't disagree. I don't want to fade them a bit. The under might really be the play. Look, we have time on this. We'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern, but yeah. All right, late afternoon slate. Iowa and Clemson. Iowa, 1.5 point favorite, total of 129.5. Bowser, all the public money's on Miami, Ohio to cover. Makes sense. It makes total sense. All right, Iowa and Clemson. So, excuse me, we're on Clemson here. I think Clemson's the better team. They've been tested 24-10 on the year. Total of 129.5. What is that? 68-62? Get 68-62. 66-64 gets you to the over. It does not take much at all. So, anyways, look, I'm on Clemson, but if anybody is rolling with the over, I get it. Kirk, nothing to do with this Iowa game. Too difficult to get a look on either team. Yeah, it's a tough one. Alonzo, under first half. There we go. All right, Northern Iowa, St. John's. St. John's, 9.5 point favorite, total of 131.5. So you can see our picks at the bottom. We have Clemson plus 2.5, Miami plus 1.5. All right, we have St. John's right here. Money line pair with Kentucky. Patino time. Had to pair them with Kentucky out of respect. I think St. John's handles their business. Now, shout out to Cedar Falls, Iowa. And the Unidome. Cedar Falls is nice. But I think it's St. John's time today, baby. I don't mind this with the spread. Yeah. Johnny's roll for Howie. Absolutely. Howie Schwab, we love you, boy. UCF, UCLA. UCLA, 5.5 point favorite, total of 152.5. UCLA, give them credit. This team, it feels like UCLA has been like backs against the wall all year long. You know what I mean? Like every game has been must win, must win, must win, must win. Bowser, UCF doesn't scare me much. I agree. Look, we're not taking a shot at UCF, but like I think UCLA is down for the cause on this one, right? Yeah. Millsy did not have a unidome call out on my show. Love it. Absolutely, man. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I think UCLA's battle tested. Down with the clown. All right, Queens and Purdue. Queens, North Carolina, Queens. Purdue, a 25.5-point favorite. I'm not going to spend much time on it. There's nothing we can do with that. Total of 162.5. 162.5. All right, night slate. Prairie View at Florida. Florida is a 35.5-point favorite and might hit it. Probably does. Prairie View played a playing game here the other night. Total of 155.5. Is anybody playing Prairie View plus 35.5? Like just out of the number. Just I don't care who it is. Bibbo, speaking of Howie, April 20th is the day he passed. AB, let's do something special for Howie on April 20th. 100% we will. Yeah, good call. All right, Cal Baptist and Kansas. Kansas, a 14.5-point favorite, total of 138.5. Another large spread here. Cal, if this was baseball, this would be a great game. Not that it won't be here, but Kansas, I have to imagine that Kansas is looking to survive in advance, right? You want to talk about a team that has had backs against the wall all year. It's this one. So I say that as Kansas, just they're going to go out and play a Kansas basketball game, right? I don't hate the spread, but I'm not playing it. This feels like a 9-point Kansas win. Just like a solid 9-point Kansas win. Young guys got in a little bit. Yeah. Furman and UConn a 20.5-point favorite. Total of 136.5. Nothing from me there. Missouri and Miami. All right, we're on Miami. Minus 1.5 from the Enterprise Center. St. Louis, Missouri. All right. If Missouri, here's the deal. It's a home game for Missouri. Playing in St. Louis? Absolutely a home game. That said, though, Miami in any sports, like, dude, our mentality is a road game. I think they play better with it, to be completely honest with you. Here's the one thing, though. Missouri is good at home in their arena. Yeah, I'm on Miami here, man. Zoo in the Lou. All right, yeah, I'm going Miami. All right, so that's college basketball. Picture at the bottom. All right, we'll jump into college baseball now. Top 25. What do we have going on? BYU, West Virginia. West Virginia, that series started last night. West Virginia won that one. Launch pad. Wait for the total there. Georgia Tech at Pitt. Clemson at Notre Dame. Wake Forest at Virginia. NC State. I mean, look, number 10 at number 11. NC State at Florida State. James Madison at Coastal Carolina. Louisville at North Carolina. Missouri at Tennessee. Georgia at Texas A&M. Arkansas at South Carolina. Troy at Southern Miss. Florida at Alabama. Louisiana at Texas State. Look at this one. Number 2, Texas at number 5, Auburn. Northwestern at Oregon. Kentucky at Ole Miss. That started last night. Ole Miss won game 1. Oklahoma at LSU. That started last night. LSU won game 1. and then Vanderbilt at Mississippi State. Oregon State at UC Irvine, Maryland at number 1 UCLA, and Washington at number 13 Southern California. All right. AB over in the Clemson Notre Dame game. Let's talk about that 1 second. Do you have a total on that? Drop that in if you have it handy. I feel you. Well, we'll see. BYU, West Virginia. West Virginia minus 395. West Virginia got the win last night. Keep an eye on the total. Probably going to be 11 and a half, 12 and a half maybe. Cal at Boston College. Boston College minus 140 on the money line here. Georgia Tech and Pitt. All right, so our first play here, we have Georgia Tech minus 250 on the money line. Again, the story has been Georgia Tech averaging 12 and a half runs per game. Just them. Now, Pittsburgh's 14-4 on the year. This is a good baseball team. But I don't know how good. You know what I mean? And I think Georgia Tech on the road, like, this is full business trip. Start the series right. Let's go in. Let's hammer. Let's play Georgia Tech baseball. Set the tone early. And keep an eye on this one too, because again, as we go throughout the weekend, notice, and we'll talk about it each morning, but notice teams that use a lot of bullpens on Friday, because you'll pay for that. You'll pay for that on Sunday, so keep an eye there. All right, Iowa and Michigan State. Iowa minus 180 on the money line. I don't have a play here. Michigan State, not a good baseball team. We just saw them. Would they lose 2-0 to Michigan? That's a tough one. Penn State, Purdue minus 315. Not a bad little game here. Nebraska and Michigan. Nice game here. All right. Look at the price. Nebraska minus 110, Michigan minus 120. I mean, they're giving Michigan a nickel for being at home. Shout out to Raphael. That's it. I mean, this is as even as it gets. Game 1. I'm going Nebraska. I'm going Nebraska in game 1. All right. Clemson and Notre Dame. All right. So, Kirk, there we go. All right. So, we were talking about this over in the game. No total yet. What if it's 12 and a half or 13 and a half? To be honest with you, man, look, they can both hit, but it scares me on Friday night because Clemson can pitch. This has 6-2 written all over it. It scares me, bro. It scares me. We'll talk about it this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern right here. It scares me, though. This has 6-2. Either way, written all over it. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Tony, aces going on Fridays. Yes, they do. Okay. So, Clemson minus 110 there. All right. Arkansas State, Georgia State. Arkansas State minus 315. James Madison, Coastal Carolina. Coastal minus 540. Coastal has been on fire the last 2.5 weeks. And that price reflects it. Rightfully so. They have been crushing it. If you're looking to bet somebody that's just been winning, that is your team. Yeah, you guys to pay for it a little bit, but that is your team. And, think about it too. You can parlay. If you're looking to go like the 2-leg money line parlay, you could play like one baseball and one basketball if you wanted to. You know what I mean? You figure out that Kentucky game, something like that, you could do some work with that. All right, UAB, East Carolina. East Carolina minus 298. Looking for just a good weekend from ECU. Just a good weekend. And starting it tonight is the best way to have a good weekend. You know what I mean? I would expect East Carolina to come out very professional tonight. Now, UAB's they're all right. But East Carolina minus 298. That's not a bad look right there. All right, Utah and Cincinnati. Cincinnati minus 260 might be the play. Might be the play of the day. We've been fading Utah team totals, and it's worked. That Cincinnati minus 260. I don't have it, but if anyone does, let me know. Because I feel you on that. I didn't have it to pull the trigger. I didn't have the guts. I almost did though. NC State, Florida State. We got something on this game though. All right, Florida State minus 188 in the money line. NC State. We've talked about them blowing teams out in terms of runs. We've talked about them, their pitching staff, blowing teams out because they're dominant. NC State's good. But they have flaws. And I think the flaw tonight is going to be Florida State on the mound. Tony, what's a Cincy Florida State parlay? Probably like 120, 115, plus 110, somewhere around there. All right, yeah, we're on Florida State. And look, Florida State need it tonight. You need to put a clamp on NC State quick. There ain't no might about it. We might have to sweat this game pretty heavy. We've got Florida State paired with USC, so yeah. I mean it's minus 188 for a reason. All right, this is gonna be a big Friday game. Wake Forest, Virginia, another big Friday game. Virginia is at home and is minus 150 on the money line. That's it. Now, Wake Forest, it was a tough week last week. What'd they go? 0-4? They're going to be looking for some payback. I don't know if you're going to get it, though. Virginia team's good, man. You figure this game out, that minus 154 could do serious work for you. Duke and Virginia Tech. Lord, stop me. Duke minus 210. If Duke were at home, we'd be betting it. We would have Duke on the bottom ticker right now. The way to play this is wait for the total. Virginia Tech is giving up 8 runs per game. Seriously. Virginia, but here's the thing. They'll give up 8 runs on average per game, and they score 2. They win games. It's not like this team is bad. So I would look for the total. It's probably going to be what, 12? I would put it 12 flat. Say, figure it out, baby. Dusty Rhodes. All right. Minnesota and Indiana. Indiana, we just saw them beat Vanderbilt this week in Nashville. Minnesota can play, though. Minus 105. Keep an eye on Minnesota. Appalachian State, Old Dominion. Appalachian State minus 125 on the money line. Big on them this weekend. Big on Appalachian State. Missouri and Tennessee. All right, so we're on Tennessee in the money line here, minus 270. Tennessee last weekend against Georgia wins game 1. Kind of messes around game 2, 3. They went 1-2, but it wasn't like a poor weekend. Georgia's the better team and at home. Now, I'm not saying that as a Tennessee. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we're getting a Tennessee team that's getting better at hitting. Sorry, I was trying to say getting better at the plate. The pitching is pretty darn good throughout. It's going to keep them in games, keep them in series, all that. Missouri is not bad, but for Josh Elander, the head coach, I have to think he very much wants to own Fridays again, right? If Tennessee's not focused in this game, there's a problem. It's going to be nice outside. The weather's 60, 70. It's warm right now and sunny. And Nashville's 2 hours from Knoxville. And you're playing on top of a mountain. So that's the good part, too. Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Shout out to it. Keep an eye on the total. But look, Tennessee's got to be focused here. Boys, you got to get the bats going. And you got to level out these swings, too, man. All right? We can't be cutting everything up. I know we want to elevate and celebrate, but let's elevate, all right, with a mission. Let's line drive it a little bit. Get some power about it. All right, anyways. UTSA, Florida Atlantic. UTSA minus 210 on the money line here. Excellent team. Did not have a good weekend last weekend. Gonna want to look to get that right. UTSA, circle them. I'm not saying bet it. Circle them. That could be a nice team that plays angry baseball this weekend in a good way. Troy, Southern Miss minus 315 on the money line. Handle your business, baby. You just be you, man. All right? Go out. Let's program. We dominate Friday. We dominate Saturday. Own you on the mound so that Sunday you have no pitching, right? Southern Miss is built with pitching. So continue on, boys. Oh, man. Move it. Yo, what's up, my guy? What is up? How we doing? You doing all right? It's good to see you. Hope you have a good Friday. All right, Creighton, Miami. All right, so we bet on Creighton. It hit that one 2 days ago. And Creighton's an all right team. Miami is in a spot here. Is this the weekend that Miami gets back? I think it is. And here's the deal. I like Creighton. I like when Creighton and Omaha play in Omaha at Charles Schwab, right? I just think this is a good spot for Miami. I think it's a good spot all around. Get up and mash. Get the pitching. Just get everything humming, man. Miami minus 345 might be a number for you. Arkansas, South Carolina. All right, so we're on Arkansas. South Carolina's been playing great baseball lately. Blade. Creighton was at Tulane last week, had to go to Memphis, bus back to Omaha, and then just flew to Miami. Oof, that's a ton of travel. And that's a good baseball team. Oof, that's a ton of travel. They travel like Major League Baseball. Millsy, I miss Rosenblatt. Me too. Rosenblatt. What a baseball name, Rosenblatt. All right, look, South Carolina's been doing it, man. On the mound, like we saw they did against Flus, tight for Florida. Tight for Arkansas. Arkansas, same deal. All right. Dave Van Horn, manager, like that dude's dealing with pressure none of us are dealing with right now. And I have to think that Arkansas comes out and lays a hammer on Friday night, because that's what Arkansas does. It's like playing poker. They look to weigh on you and weigh on you and weigh on you. If you're gonna hang in Arkansas minus, I know they're on the road. I know you're gonna hang a minus 238 Arkansas money line. I'm gonna take it. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. All right. Arkansas minus 238 there. Florida and Alabama. Did we get scared with Florida against South Carolina, or are we all right? Alabama got beat up a little bit by Kentucky, which that's going to happen. I'd wait for the total in this game. Now, I know we'll get back to the AB3 parlay. We have Florida on it, but I like Florida. And that minus 160 is that thing could do serious work for you. Just be careful with Alabama. The Alabama's baseball team is just like their basketball team, man. Like they just look to just mash, and they can do it. I would wait for the total on this one, but I don't know, man. We'll see. What did he put at 11.5? All right, Louisville, North Carolina. Movement. I'm so ready for MLB. Me too, man. All right, North Carolina went to Cal last weekend. 3-0. Actually, North Carolina went 4-0 last week, including the midweek. Loved it. Great weekend. Look to do the same thing. Friday night's the key. Now, Louisville's just like their basketball team. It's iffy at times, but they're also pretty decent. I don't mind North Carolina minus 238 here at all. At all. I would look for them to start this weekend right. Baylor and Oklahoma State. Wait for this total. Oklahoma State minus 200 on the money line there. I don't have a play on the game. Just that total could be high. Texas and Auburn. All right. Number 2, Texas. Number 5, Auburn. Here we go. Series of the weekend, and that's saying something. Texas minus 145. What is this total going to be? 9? 10? Probably 10. I'd put it at a flat 10. No, I'm going to put it 10.5. I'd go 10.5. Two of the better pitching staffs in the country. Two teams that don't give up a lot of runs. It's a test, man. That's what this is. I mean, this is an excellent where are we as a program series right now. You know, it doesn't define who you are. Doesn't mean, oh, we're gonna make a regional, host a regional. None of that matters right now, right? This is just an excellent test of how do our pitchers do against national championship team on both sides, you know? So, yeah. These two teams, like, we might be talking about them a whole lot more. But, yeah, this is going to be a fun series here, man. Give me Auburn. Give me Auburn. Give me Auburn at home. Give me the boys. War Eagle, man. Give me Auburn. I am loving the vibe of this team right now. Texas is that quiet team, though. They are silent assassins, man. They don't talk noise, nothing. They just go out and brutal efficiency handle you. Oh, I can't wait for this series. It's going to be fun. But give me Auburn, man. Give me them boys. All right, we're going to go Auburn tonight. All right, Georgia, Texas A&M. All right, so Georgia took 2 of 3 from Tennessee. Georgia, top 3 hitting team in the country. They can flat out mash. And I would not be surprised to see them flat out mash this weekend. A&M, though, I think A&M's the better team. Jinxie, who's going to sweat the Clemson over? I'll sweat it with you, bro. I'll do it. I want in. Let's go. All right. So you don't have to parlay. Like if you're betting this game, good thing is you don't have to parlay it with nothing. You can just bet a baseball game by itself. You know, they might hang a curveball here and leave you a low total. And I would not be surprised to see both of these teams flat out mash. They can throw, they can pitch. Do not get me wrong. If they hang a 10.5, I'm going ASAP. All right, I'm fascinated to see what that's going to be. West Kentucky, Jacksonville State. 2 good teams. I don't have a play on it. Rutgers, Illinois. Illinois minus 145. Nothing there. UCF, TCU. So this series, we talked about it in the college baseball preview show. Check that out in your feeds now. I'll include it in the newsletter after the show too. It's going to be a series. Kirk, excuse me, Jaylen Brown over 11.5 rebounds and assists, minus 114, playing for the Celtics in the NBA. I like that. If anybody has any NBA plays, yeah, drop those in for sure. UCF. Look, this would be even if it were at a neutral site, right? TCU getting the home love here, but price of a dime. I'm going TCU, but look out. UCF could play. UCF could go in and sweep TCU. Seriously. I'm not saying that they do. TCU needs to have a good weekend, but you go out there and screw around. UCF make you pay for it. Houston and Kansas, great one here. Kansas minus 154 money line. I like Kansas. Louisiana, Texas State. Louisiana minus 160. Nothing for me. Arizona State, Kansas State minus 115 on both sides. I'll say this. Okay. This game is at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Circle this game. We'll look at the weather this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. This, if the books hang a curveball on this one as well and get a low total, there could be 20, 21 runs in this game. We'll have to check the weather. We don't even have a total yet, so don't know what it's going to be. But circle it. There could be a lot of runs in that one. Southeastern and McNeese. Got a Louisiana game here. Charlotte, Wichita State. Wichita State minus 130. Watch out. The Shockers, dude. Wichita State's good. Kentucky and Ole Miss. All right, so they started last night. Ole Miss took game one. And I think that Kentucky is going to be a team that we're going to spot bet. When Kentucky's at home against an Alabama-type team, green light. We might be finding, though, the ceiling on Kentucky. Now, Ole Miss is a good baseball team. Like I said, I know that Ole Miss is flirting top 25. They're in, they're out, in, they're out. Ole Miss recruits like a top 5 baseball program and has for 55 years in a row. Right? Seriously, I'm not kidding. Ole Miss has talent everywhere. So what I'm getting at is that I think we're going to start to identify some of these teams that are pretty good, but we find where their flaw is, right? I put Tennessee in the same boat, right? Tennessee at home against a Missouri, I like it. If Tennessee were on the road against Ole Miss, and again, I just use Tennessee just as, an example just because I'm here, right? But yeah, man, like I think Kentucky's in that same boat to where we'll see. Now, if Ole Miss handles Kentucky again today, then we're going to find out what does Sunday look like when things aren't going well. It's a lot of just finding out, right? And it doesn't define you for the rest of the year, but start to understand these things. Start to understand who the teams on Fridays. Virginia, I'll give you the stat. Let me go back real quick. I'll give you a perfect example. Sorry, where's it at? Virginia against Wake Forest. Virginia has won every Friday game this season. All of them. I'll take it one step further. Not only has Virginia won every Friday game this season, they've won all of them by 2 runs or more. Now, Wake Forest is a different animal. But what I'm getting at is that Virginia on Fridays, Virginia game 1s of series, they're locked in. Right? So, start to understand these teams a little bit more. Again, we're only in week 6, but yeah. Oklahoma and LSU. All right, so LSU, literal backs against the wall. They're not even in the top 25 anymore. They'll be back, though. That could change quickly. They won game 1 last night against Oklahoma, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them do it again. I wouldn't be surprised to see Oklahoma sweep this weekend, honestly. Now, Oklahoma's the 8th-ranked team in the country, but they might be this might be a bad weekend spot. You know what I mean? LSU. And with LSU getting the win last night, there's blood in the water. Watch out for a low total here. That's going to be a fun game. Hawaii and Santa Barbara. All right. This is like choosing between 2 of our kids. I hate to do it. Way to go, UC Santa Barbara here. Minus 270 on the money line. Likely not going to be the highest scoring game of the day. Likely. But that's what we want out of UC Santa Barbara, right? 7-2, 6-1. Dominate on the mound. Get some runs up. Well, I would love some Santa Barbara runs early. Boy, that would be nice. Minus 270 money line. Vanderbilt, Mississippi State. Okay. What do you do here? What do you do here? Vanderbilt just dominated LSU at home. But now here's the question. Do they do it on the road? Because guess what? Mississippi State is way better than LSU, at least as of right now. You're playing at the Dude. One of the most electric atmospheres in college baseball. I feel Mississippi State here. But the problem is that, well, Vanderbilt was on a buzzsaw until they played Indiana midweek, but again, it's midweek. Mississippi State minus 210. Keep your eye on this series this weekend. Mississippi State, like this is a very roller coaster sport. So Vanderbilt has the best weekend of all time last weekend, right? They could walk right into this one and go 0-3. Just like that. Not saying they do, but buddy, Mississippi State, that's a national championship team. So keep an eye there. You might be getting a steal at Mississippi State minus 210 tonight. Friday night, the Dude. Yeah. Oregon State, UC Irvine. Oregon State minus 220 in the money line. Again, Oregon State, exactly who we want them to be. Just need a little more consistency in run production. But other than that, their pitching dominates. You know how they get down. UC Irvine, though, be careful. Be careful. Texas Tech, Arizona. All right, I have a Duke baseball pro addiction, and I have an Arizona baseball addiction, but I don't know if I can trust him here. Texas Tech minus 154 might be a steal. CSUN and Cal State Fullerton. Fullerton on fire right now. Dude, hotter than a $2 pistol, boy. You want to bet on a team that's just playing good. There you go. Washington and USC. USC minus 560 on the money line. All right. We know how USC gets down. Just continue on, boys. Definitely look for them to dominate on the mound tonight. You're probably going to get a very low total in this game, and rightfully so. And let me tell you, anybody that's betting on USC, that's what we want. We don't want Washington put up a bunch of runs. We don't need USC getting into a home run affair, although the boys can hit them. USC is the number one team in the country, a team ERA, and it's not close. This team dominates on the mound. That's exactly what we want. Another against Washington. Every time I fade the Pacific Northwest, it doesn't work out well. But, yeah, SC, dominate the mound, do your thing. Okay, all right. There's the movie bracket. Vote in the polls in the Discord, and we will update this after tonight. So tomorrow, Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, so that's what we have. Let me get the picks back up here. I know the show was super long. I apologize, but it's a holiday, right? All right, let me get the picks and the parlay, and then get you all out of here. I know you have things you have to do. Okay. Georgia Tech baseball. Georgia Tech money line. Tennessee money line minus 110. Southern Miss money line. UC Santa Barbara money line minus 125. That's baseball. Florida State baseball. USC baseball. Both money lines minus 125. And then in college basketball, Clemson plus 2.5. Miami basketball minus 1.5. And then Kentucky basketball money line with St. John's basketball money line. Put those two together at plus 100. Also, baseball parlay. Arkansas money line against South Carolina, North Carolina money line against Louisville. LSU money line against Oklahoma. All right, I'll read it again. These are all baseball. Arkansas money line, North Carolina money line, LSU money line. Put those three together, plus 251. Perfect. Blade said, we enjoy the show. Don't apologize. I enjoy it too with all of you. Thank you all so much. All right. It's going to be a great day. We'll be live 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central to break down everything that we have in college basketball, college baseball, you name it. All right. Going to be a great day. We'll see you live 3 p.m. Eastern. Till then, best of luck. Let's catch these tickets, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Who's got it better than us? No!